Welcome aboard, hockey fans. I'm Walker Sakon for the Western Washington University Hockey Club. Score 0-0 after one period between your Western Washington University Vikings and the University of Washington Huskies, and this one from Bellingham Sportsplex. Sorry to bring you our broadcast late here. We had some more networking issues with internet here at Bellingham Sportsplex, but again, tied 0-0 after one period. In goal for the Vikings, it's Jake Holden, the freshman, solid through one for Western. Ben Jarvis across the ice from him for the University of Washington. Quiet first period here in this one for the most part, though there were a few flurries of action, some good saves made by both goalies, particularly on some rebound opportunities. For the Vikings tonight, Dawson Roberts making his return to the lineup after several weeks out injured. Starting lineups this evening for the Vikings was number 16 Mark McDonald defensively with number 10 Andrew Gamble. The wings for Coach McDonald were number 12 Jack McCallum, number 9 Dawson Roberts, again making his return to the lineup for the Vikings. Starting center this evening was number 17 Alex Stoneham for Coach Larry McDonald. Visiting Huskies started number 88 Consta Jaski and number 5 Ryan Jerriman defensively. Forward group for Huskies coach Matt Cleaton, number 13 Connor Nels, number 15 Christian Cinderella, and number 10 Spencer Warren. Through one period, shots on goal for UW 11, shots on goal for Western 8. I'll be right back with you just ahead of the start of the second period in this one. Once again, welcome aboard, folks. I'm Walker Sakon for the Western Washington University Hockey Club here ahead of the start of the second period. First intermission buzzer just sounding, starting skaters taking the ice for both squads now. Again tied 0-0 after one period of play in this one. Shots on goal, an 11-8 advantage for the Huskies of University of Washington. The only penalty in the first period to either team being assessed to Mark McDonald for the Vikings for roughing. Good first kill for the team and a trio of saves for Jake Holden on that kill. As now it's McCallum and on the face-off for Western. And back to the corner goes McDonald now for the Vikings. And back down the length it goes for an icing. 19:47 remaining in the second period now as McCallum, Roberts, and Stoneham are the forwards out there for Coach McDonald. McCallum in on the draw now. McCallum wins it for Western, flipped high by McDonald out to center ice. Played back in for UW, but McCallum's able to gain the zone for Western. Shot by McCallum there and saved by the... It was a good save there by Jarvis, and a rebound attempt for Dawson Roberts, also saved for the University of Washington. Again, Dawson Roberts making his return to the Vikings lineup after missing the team's last three series. McCallum in there on the face-off. Back in behind Jarvis, played by UW. Now the puck is loose. McDonald in to play it for the Vikings. McDonald passing to Stoneham now. Stoneham across the red line for Western. Stoneham will dump and chase to the far corner. Vikings, of course, in blue and white this evening, playing left to right as Gamble plays that one back into the corner for Western. Stoneham there, pass back out front, no one home, backhand pass. Back in on Jarvis now. It's at the blue line for Western. Stoneham will take it, but turned over. As pass blocked there. Winds up with Jaski for the Huskies. Now Gamble for Western. As Budnick drops a man, but loses the puck there. Back into the neutral ice goes Gamble, played across to his partner Hoffman defensively. Gamble now in front of Holden, behind Holden he goes. Gamble along the far boards into the neutral ice, pass to Kevin McCracken. McCracken run into there by Jaski. Puck flipped back down for Hoffman now. And that is Hoffman leaving it for Gamble along the near boards. Gamble pass to Budnick as Cam Budnick goes in on the forecheck now. Another player here for Western's Vikings capable of playing forward or defenseman as Hoffman plays that one in for McCracken, and there's a whistle. 17:39 remaining. Neutral ice face-off coming. It's Montrose in there for the Vikings. Cloutier and Hoytink, the forwards. Nab and Hoffman defensively for Western. And Montrose wins it for the Vikings. Flipped in on UW only briefly as now they possess in front of Jarvis. Pass off the boards and into the neutral ice finally. Only briefly though was UW. Now they're able to break out. As a big hit there by Hoytink, and the other way goes Montrose. Montrose tripped up, no call. In the corner, that's Mason Friedman for the Huskies. Now in on Holden, shot there, glove saved by Holden, but a whistle. 16:55 remaining in the second period here, as whistle is going to be penalty assessed to number 3, Mason Friedman, for the Huskies. That's 2 minutes for cross-checking to Friedman, and Western heads to the power play with 16:55 remaining in the second period. That's Stoneham in there, winning the face-off cleanly after tying his man up. McDonald pass to Hoffman. Hoffman shoots high of Jarvis. Now Gamble in the near corner will take it. Still Gamble in the corner. And whistle now. It's going to be, looks like a high stick called here, as we'll have a neutralized face-off. Stoneham in there once more. Gamble, McDonald, Hoffman, Roberts joining Stoneham out there. Pass in front. Now behind Jarvis, Stoneham, as it winds up with McDonald on the blue line. Back across to Gamble in the near point. Now McDonald. McDonald shoots, and Jarvis will catch that one for a stoppage. 16:07 remaining in the second period, and a minute 12 remaining on the penalty to Jaski. Friedman, rather, the penalty to Friedman for the Huskies, pardon. Still Stoneham, Roberts, Hoffman, Gamble, and McDonald out there for the Vikings, as that one ends up with Jarvis off the draw. Another quick whistle, and we'll have another offensive zone face-off. Stoneham stays in there for the Vikings. Ties his man up, and once more the Vikings control, as McDonald was unable to hold the blue line. So an offsides called. It'll be another neutralized face-off coming here with 16 minutes remaining in the second period. Minute 5 seconds remaining on the penalty to Friedman for the Huskies. Same unit in there for the Vikings, as Hoffman will play that one into the corner off the draw. In goes Roberts for the Vikings, and it comes out to Gamble on the near boards. Into the corner now, Stoneham in behind Jarvis, losing the puck with Stoneham. Hoffman there in the corner, but the Huskies are able to clear down all the way to Holden. Gamble now setting up behind Holden for Western. No change to the power play unit here for the Vikings, as McDonald plays one off the boards, too long for Roberts, and back the other way it goes with the Huskies. Gaining the Western zone, wheeling. And now the other way goes McDonald for the Vikings. McDonald pass across there. Hoffman unable to get a stick on it, but he'll gather the puck in the corner. Pass back across to McDonald now. Gamble on the point. Gamble shoots. Shot pass there for Gamble low, and no one home for Western, as that's the Friedman penalty killed now for the Huskies. Gamble gaining the zone for Western, but an offsides. 14 minutes, 50 seconds now remaining in the second period in this one. Still a 0-0 tie. Western coming off of a 1-1 split with the University of Oregon last weekend, grabbing a shootout victory in Saturday's game. Western hosting Oregon and then University of Washington in consecutive weekends repeats the process, heading to Oregon and then Washington on the road in the next couple weeks, as Nab wraps that one around off the face-off. Fenton plays it in behind there to McCracken. Now McCracken chases to the near corner for the Vikings. And breaking out now are the Huskies into the Western zone. Puck lost there. It winds up out in front of Holden. Shot fanned on. McCracken, nice job to break that up, as McNanny takes it now for the Vikings. McNanny was unable to play it cleanly, but held in at the blue line by Fenton. Nice hit there by McCracken, getting involved with that play, and it winds up with Budnick. Budnick fans on a pass, then gets it across ice to Nab. McNanny Tried to tip that one, but briefly off the stick of a UW player, and now it's Fanton the other way, forechecking now for Western. Hoffman in the neutral ice, and McCracken back on sides now. Nab will take this one for the Vikings, pass to McCracken, who tips it in. McCracken's off. That's Montrose and Cloutier in there with McNanny now. Nab and Hoffman back defensively, shot there, saved by Holden. Behind Holden it goes to Nab in the far corner. Right out in front now, and shot well wide of the cage on the spinning attempt there for the Huskies. As Montrose gains the Huskies zone now. Montrose leaves it for Cloutier. Cloutier fanned on the shot. Now out from behind Jarvis go the Huskies. Gaining the Western zone. And shot there, wide of Holden. Now back in behind Holden it goes. Gamble there for Western. Played to Hoffman now along the near boards. Back out to Montrose across center ice. Montrose will flip that one in on Jarvis, who leaves it for his mate. Now Gerard gaining the zone for the Huskies. Shot blocked there by Gamble. Hoffman behind Holden. Joined by McCallum for the Vikings. Now it lines up with Roberts, who loses it back to the Huskies. Now some ice for Washington, shot there, wide of Holden once more. Played along the far boards around the back of Holden, where Hoffman will take it for the Vikings. Hoffman up to Stoneham. Stoneham across the red line. Flipped it into the far corner where Roberts joins the fray. Turned over to Stoneham now. His shot wide of Jarvis. Into the near corner they go. Once more, Stoneham behind Jarvis, Roberts there. Roberts now out to McDonald. McDonald shot blocked. Roberts along the far boards, back in behind to Stoneham. Pass blocked there. Still 0-0, 11 minutes, 10 seconds remaining now in the second period. Gamble wraps it back around Jarvis. Roberts there in the far corner. Now McCallum, pass out to Gamble. Gamble shot and wide of Jarvis. Good chance there for Gamble, but unable to get it in on Jarvis. 10:54 remaining in the second period. Now still 0-0 in this one. Will be Gamble, McDonald out there defensively for the Vikings. Fanton, Budnick, and McCracken the forward group. Fanton in for the draw now. His last minute decision by the Huskies to add a fifth skater. Now Fanton plays the draw to the corner, comes back out to McDonald in the near point. Back around Jarvis it goes. And pass wide there, down the length and icing. 10:37 now remaining in the second period. So still Gamble, McDonald, McCracken, Fanton, and Budnick out there for the Vikings. It'll be Huskies control off the draw. Pass along the near boards. Gamble steps up to hold the zone for Western. It goes in behind Jarvis. Now the other way. Turned over to McDonald, who flips it back in behind Jarvis. Budnick and McCracken there for the Vikings. Now turned over by the Huskies. McDonald will wrap that one back around. Jarvis playing it in behind his cage now, and played up along the near boards by the Huskies, but held there by Western. It goes high and across the length of the ice to the far boards. Now bouncing puck back to Gamble, who retreats for Western. And in on Holden now, no shot there. Puck out. Good block there from the high slot, as Gamble and Budnick were in on the rush for Western. Budnick losing his feet there. In behind Jarvis it goes to the near corner. Once more back down for an icing. 9:25 remaining in the second period. It's Nab and Hoffman out there defensively for Western. Now Montrose, Cloutier, Hoytink, the forwards, as that's Montrose in on the draw, and referees will call for a fresh puck. Montrose in there opposing Pipple for the Huskies, and Montrose controls for Western. Back to Nab on the blue line. Nab shoots. Kick save there. Jarvis still loose the puck. Jarvis sprawling, still loose. In behind him now. Away with it comes a Husky now along the far boards, and Washington able to clear the zone. Jarvis now will play behind. Taken by Farmer and flipped off the glass, turned over to Nab by the Huskies. Nab will play that one back in, and an icing called this time against Western. So defensive zone face-off now coming for the Vikings. 8:51 remaining in the second period. Still a 0-0 tie in this one. That'll be Cinderella on the face-off for Oregon. McCallum in there for Western. And bouncing puck off the face-off. Held at the blue line there. Winds up in behind Holden. Now floats to the corner. Back in behind Holden. Taken by Hoffman out the far side. And Hoffman is able to clear it past the Washington blue line as the Vikings will change. McCallum in there with a shot. High of Jarvis. Good chance there for Jack McCallum. McCallum joined by Stoneham and Roberts, the forwards for Western, as it's Nab now. Turning it over was Nab. The other way goes University of Washington. Big hit there by Hoffman, who will take the puck. Leaves it for Stoneham in the corner. Stoneham high pass there, gloved but not controlled by Roberts. Roberts chases it down, no icing as Roberts controls in the near corner. Wheeling is Dawson Roberts now. Pass in behind for Stoneham, played to Hoffman in the far corner. Now Hoffman for Western. Hard pass there, blocked and still in the corner. Stoneham in behind Jarvis, out front now. And a shot by McDonald from the blue line, blocked. Along the far boards, but held once more by McDonald with another shot for the Vikings. Stoneham in the corner now for Western. McDonald once more holding the blue line as Jarvis will glove this one. 7:21 remaining now in the second period. Gamble, McDonald defensively for the Vikings. McCracken, Fanton, McNanny the forwards. It's going to be Fanton in there for the draw for Western, taking on Mason Friedman for the Huskies. As Huskies control off the face-off. Now across the red line they go, gaining the Western zone. Left there for Friedman, now back in behind Holden. Pass out front there, was loose for a second, but McCracken will head left to right for the Vikings. McCracken plays it in around behind Jarvis. Fanton there for the Vikings. Fanton out front. No shot for McCracken. Great chance for the Vikings. 6:54 now remaining in the second period as a shot there was kicked high by Holden. Now into the corner. They battle for it. Winds up with the Huskies, and a shot there low. Rebound loose for a second as Holden was sprawling, but cleared by the Vikings. And back behind Jarvis, Washington starts the other way now. as that's Myers for the Huskies. Myers out to center ice now, turned over, flipped back in by Western. Will be taken by Jaski, and Friedman couldn't get a stick on that, so an icing called against the Huskies. Now 6 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the period. It's Nab and Hoffman out there, the defensemen now. Montrose, Hoyting, and Cloutier are the forwards for Western. As it's Montrose and Friedman on the dot, and clean win for Friedman there, but whistle immediately. Try that one more time. Still Montrose, and Friedman bumps out there as that's eventually UW controlling off of the draw, and back the other way they go. Now saucered across to the near side and forced to the corner by Nab was the Huskies man. Now out front is the puck. Back behind goes Hoffman. Back into the corner for the Huskies, and Hoffman will play it behind Holden to Nab as Nab sends it right back where he got it from. Montrose in there battling now. Hoffman plays it along the boards into the far corner. Now out front, and a shot there for the Huskies. Blocked high and into the netting, so 5:23 remaining now in the second period. And it'll be defensive zone face-off coming for Western. Looks like it'll be Jack McCallum in there for the Vikings. McCallum winning that one, played back around Holden to Stoneham. Stoneham tried to bounce it high off the glass, but loved by the UW player, winds up with Gamble in the corner, cross ice to McDonald. McDonald out to Roberts now, crossing the red line, and forced back just at the Washington blue line to Gamble. Gamble will flip that one in. Taken now by Stark for the Huskies as he's run into and behind by Roberts. McDonald now takes it at the blue line for Western. Shot pass by McDonald there, blocked, and it winds up back with Gamble, who's pressured but manages to get a pass off, and it winds up with his partner McDonald. McDonald's pass to Stoneham broken up, and now out in front was Washington, but unable to connect on the pass. Another pass out in front of Holden there, and the UW skater once again unable to get a stick to it. That was Seamus Pipple. Stoneham now in for the Vikings on the forecheck. It's played in behind Jarvis. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the second period. Still 0-0 as Gamble holds the blue line for the Vikings, and UW now heads back the other way. Slap shot there, blocked by McDonald, and pass turned over to Gamble. It's Gamble and McDonald. Defensively, Gamble in on goal, leaves one for Cam Budnick, but Budnick couldn't get a stick to it as Hoffman steps to the UW skater there. Now passed up and eventually controlled by UW as another big hit by Hoffman. Out front, though, is Washington as Holden makes a great save there for Western. 3 minutes, 37 seconds remaining now in the second period. Gamble heads to the bench for Western. Second thoughts on that, it'll be McCracken, Budnick, as Hoffman, looks like it'll be a penalty coming against Kyle Hoffman for Western. Late call here. 3 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the second period as Hoffman heads off for Western. Still 0-0, so penalty killers for the Vikings will be McCallum, Roberts, Gamble, and McDonald. 2 minutes for roughing, assessed to Kyle Hoffman for the Vikings. 3 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in the second period. So 2-minute power play now for Washington as they control off the face-off at the blue line. It's played into the far corner there. Back out to the point now. Slap shot from the point, blocked by Gamble, and it's cleared off the boards by McCallum there. Jaski for the Huskies, and it's turned over now by Washington. McCallum will play that one back to Gamble. Plenty of time now. McDonald waiting. Back across to Gamble. Precious seconds ticking off that clock as Gamble flips that one all the way back down to the far corner. Minute 27 seconds now remaining on the Hoffman penalty for the Vikings. Back in behind, that's Jaski for Washington. Jaski plays a pass out to Jerriman. And now gaining the zone is Cinderella. Shot there, saved Holden, another save Holden. Puck still loose in behind Holden now. Still Washington control, another shot there, gloved by Holden. 2 minutes 40 seconds now remaining in the second period. Minute 3 seconds left on the minor for roughing to Hoffman. So McDonald, Gamble, Stoneham, and Fanton now the penalty killers for Western. That'll be Friedman in there on the draw for the Huskies offensively. Friedman joined by Warren and Garrod, the forwards. Jaski and Farmer back there defensively for Washington as pass out in front there, too hard to be controlled, and now a shot for Washington, but blocked. Now at the point, back across, it's Friedman for the Huskies shooting, that one saved Holden. Another shot there, this one blocked wide, may have been a pass attempt. As a clearance now for Western, McDonald knocked down. 27 seconds remaining on the Hoffman penalty for the Vikings. Jaski sets up in behind for UW, and now they'll break out as Friedman gains the Western zone. Friedman in on Holden, losing the puck, run into a shot there, but blocked as Gamble takes it for Western. Gamble and Stoneham now with a 2-on-1 shorthanded. Gamble waiting, saucer pass across, too high by Gamble. Good idea there, but unable to connect with Stoneham as Hoffman heads back out onto the ice now for Western, so good kill for the Vikings. Jaski back now into the Western zone for Washington and flips a pass out in front there. Shot on Holden. Rebound was right in front for a second. Back on the blue line now. Back into the near face-off circle it goes. McDonald in the corner for Western. McDonald still in there, and eventually he'll take it, but a penalty coming. Minute 7 seconds now remaining in the second period, and we'll have another penalty coming. This one's going to be assessed to number 10, Andrew Gamble for the Vikings, looks like. Gamble with the shootout winner in last Saturday's matchup with Oregon. That's 2 minutes to Andrew Gamble at 18:03 in the second period. Western goes back on the penalty kill. Another rough assess to the Vikings there as Gamble picks up this one. McCallum in there on the face-off for the Vikings. It's Roberts. Hoffman shot there off the face-off. Loose puck still, and quick whistle. As Holden made a strong save there off of the face-off. Unable to glove it immediately, but does get to it. So Hoffman, Roberts, McCallum, and Nab out there as there's a shot off of the face-off once more, but wide of Holden. Now in the corner and back in behind. That's Hoffman in the near corner for Western. Hoffman unable to clear it as McCallum loses his skates, pile up, and eventually Western's able to force that one back out into the neutral ice. Retreating is Jaski now. Jaski plays it up to Cinderella, back to Jaski for Washington as Jaski makes a nice move to step by Hoffman there. Holden plays it in behind. Now Cinderella there, shot pass across the front of Holden's cage. Hoffman plays this one off the boards. Roberts takes it for Western. Roberts with a little room to skate there, but played well by Washington's captain Ryan Jerriman. Minute remaining now on the Gamble penalty, and 5 seconds remain in the period. 3 seconds remain in the period now. Roberts takes that for the Vikings as the buzzer will sound. Still 0-0 after 2 periods of play in this one. Another fairly evenly matched period there between these two teams. Western spending a little more time in the penalty box, but good kills from the Vikings for the most part. Good goaltending from freshman Jake Holden, something the Vikings have come to expect at this point in the season. Shots on goal through the first period again were 11-8 University of Washington. I'll be right back with you with the second period shots on goal totals ahead of the third. With about 5 minutes to go in the second intermission, we'll be back with, again, shots on goal totals, penalty update for you, and this 0-0 contest between the University of Washington Huskies and the Western Washington University Vikings of the Pac-8 Conference in the ACHA's Division II. I'm Walker Sakon for the Western Washington University Hockey Club. I want to apologize again, folks, for the late start this evening, and thank you once more, as always, for tuning into this evening's YouTube broadcast. Now we'll break for ice maintenance, and I'll be right back with you just ahead of the start of the third period. just under 2 minutes now, about a minute and a half remaining in the second intermission here in this Pac 8 contest between the University of Washington Huskies and your Western Washington University Vikings. 0-0 tie after 2 periods in this one, as a pair of goalies putting in excellent shutout performances thus far. Shots on goal in the second period, a 16-13 advantage for University of Washington, though we do have a correction. Western had 13 shots on goal in the first period rather than 8, as I had previously stated. So now it's a 1-shot advantage through 2 periods for University of Washington, 27-26 in this one. Pair of roughing penalties assessed to Kyle Hoffman and Andrew Gamble for the Vikings in the second period. 52 seconds will remain on the 2-minute minor to Gamble at the start of the third. So it'll be 52 seconds on the penalty kill for the Vikings and about 30 seconds coming up here. These two teams, of course, back at it again tomorrow night here at Bellingham Sportsplex. 7:15 puck drop in that one, though, as we learned tonight and multiple times this season, puck drop scheduling is flexible here at Sportsplex. Still no penalties in this one. Rather, 1 penalty for the Huskies in this one so far, as the second intermission comes to an end here. Huskies taking the ice, led out by tonight's starter Bennett Jarvis. 26 saves so far in this one. Holden for the Vikings with 27. Looks like the penalty killers to start the third period for the Vikings will be Mark McDonald. It'll be Fanton, Stoneham, McDonald, and Hoffman, the penalty killers for Western. Opposing them will be Johnny White, Christian Cinderella, and Connor Nels, the forwards, as Hoffman controls that one off the face-off, played back to McDonald. McDonald flipped up to center ice, but taken there by the Huskies. Now they gain the Western zone, and shot blocked by McDonald there. Now in behind McDonald go the Huskies. Wraparound attempt saved by Holden there, rather, as that one's cleared off the glass down the length to Jarvis. 20 seconds now remaining on Gamble's penalty for the Vikings. That's Washington now setting up behind Jarvis, and into the neutral ice they go. 5 seconds remaining on the Gamble penalty for Western. That one's played in all the way back to Holden as Gamble heads back out onto the ice now. Into the corner go the Huskies. Back out to the far point now. Shot there by Jansky across the front of Holden's face. Wound around the end boards to Hoffman in the near corner, whose pass was turned over there as it's flipped in behind Holden by the Huskies. Fanton long pass there, and nobody home, but icing waved off as Gamble's in there for the Vikings. Gamble pass out front. Looks like he accidentally got that one lifted a little high there for Stoneham, who will wrap this one around Jarvis. Now Nab to Jansky. The Huskies take it back across now to Jansky once more, and Nab plays it in the neutral ice and kicked back into the Western zone across their goal line. Hoffman fans on it there. Now Hoffman able to play it up to Montrose. Montrose lost it after just a second. Now Nab in front of Holden. Nab to Cloutier. Cloutier's pass across ice intercepted and flipped into the corner there. It's Bo Dustis for the Huskies, but it winds up with Cloutier for Western. Cloutier's pass blocked high, glove down by Hoffman. Hoffman will play it to Nab around back. Back to Cloutier it goes in the far corner, and Washington takes it, played back towards the end line. Now Hoffman once more for Western. Hoffman dumps that one around. Hoytink in there for Western. As Hoffman goes off, McDonald comes on. Now UW into the neutral ice, played by Montrose. It's taken and flipped back into the Washington zone. Stoneham there for Western, joined by Roberts. Roberts goes in, around to battle, past the end line. Pass out front by Roberts there. Stoneham with a shot attempt. Looked like a save by Jarvis, and puck trickles loose to McDonald. McDonald in on Jarvis now. Shot stopped there, and looked like Jarvis lost sight of it for a moment. That one ends up out of play. 16:45 now remaining in the third period. Still 0-0. That'll be McDonald and Gamble in there on defense. Stoneham, Roberts, and McCallum, the forwards for the Vikings. It's Friedman winning the draw for Washington, but Roberts goes to the corner. Puck winds up with McDonald. McDonald is shot through traffic and saved there by Jarvis. 16:34 now remaining in the third period. That's McCallum on the face-off. It goes to the corner, and Stoneham with a shot attempt there, but blocked. Pass from McDonald to Roberts along the end line. Jansky plays that one up for Washington. McCallum took it briefly. McDonald plays that one in. Now McCallum on the forecheck for Western. Long pass there down the length, and icing called against Washington. Now 3 minutes 56 seconds played so far in the third period here. Western needing all of overtime and the shootout to decide their last contest with Oregon. That one 3-3 after regulation. This one 0-0, but still a tie as we settle into this third period. That's Fanton in there winning the draw for Western, as I spoke too soon. Garrod heads the other way for Washington, but now it's in on Jarvis, and McDonald winds up with it. McDonald to Gamble. Gamble shot deflected and saved by Jarvis. McCracken there for the Vikings defensively as it's turned over. Long turnover to Gamble. Gamble plays across to McDonald. And the Vikings turn it over once more as Fanton gained the zone there, and Gamble winds up with it back in the far corner. Now Gamble with some room to skate. Passes up to Budnick. Budnick weaving through traffic and run into, losing the puck now across the Oregon goal line is Budnick. Budnick with a little retaliation down there as Fanton steps into that play for the Vikings. Now Hoffman in on this one, but offsides was Western. Waved off, and now it's McCracken at center ice. Nice move by McCracken. And taken by the Oregon man, flipped back down the length. And icing, a late whistle, but icing is called. 15 minutes remaining now in the third period. Another offensive zone face-off coming for Western. It's going to be Hoffman and Nab out there defensively. Hoytink, Cloutier, and Montrose, the forward group. For Washington, it'll be Nels, Cinderella, and White, the forwards. That one played by Cloutier for Western, and back the other way now goes Washington. Shot there on Holden, saved. Nab now. Nab turns it over, pass right across the front of Holden's cage there. It winds back up with Nab in the near corner. That's Aiden Nab now for the Vikings, and flipping this one out Across the neutral ice, Jarvis will have to play it, so no icing. Wrapped along the near boards all the way back down to Hoffman. Behind Western's goal line. Hoffman sets up now in behind Holden. Passes it to Nab. Nab poked loose as he attempted to break out for Western there. And now the other way is Zeeper for Washington. Turns it over to Stoneham. Stoneham played it out of the corner, but back to Washington on the blue line. Once more wraps around to the near boards. McCallum in there defensively. Shot blocked there for the Vikings. Stoneham outskates that puck, but McCallum's there to pick it up and flip it in on Jarvis. Puck still loose. Jarvis will glove it as McCallum skates in on him. Now 13:36 remaining in this one. I should say 13:36 remaining in regulation in this one, as still tie game 0-0 in this one. It's Roberts, McCallum, and Stoneham the forwards. McDonald and Gamble defensively for Western, as Roberts controls off the faceoff, passes back to Gamble. Gamble will shoot and blocked wide of Jarvis. Now held in by McDonald for Western. Shot by McDonald through traffic, and another save there for Ben Jarvis. 13:24 now remaining in the third period. There'll be McCallum in there taking on Pipple for the Huskies. There's McCallum, plays it to the corner, winds up with Stoneham. Pass out front there for McCallum, but unable to get a stick on it. Now slap shot Gamble. Back in behind Stoneham, pass out in front. Broken up there. Huskies go the other way. Now 3-on-2 for Washington, but nothing comes of it. The other way goes Roberts now. Roberts pass to Stoneham. Stoneham plays it in off a skate, winds up with Roberts in the far corner. And turned over for Western now. Out from behind Jarvis go the Huskies. That one goes down the length for an icing. 12:43 remaining in the third period now. Still 0-0. Fairly even game thus far in the shots category. 26 for Western Washington and 27 for the University of Washington coming into the third period. Feels like a slight edge for the Vikings in this period, but good work by both goalies tonight. A pair of goose eggs up on the scoreboard in this one, as Fanton wins that draw to McNanny. McNanny running two along the near boards. Puck trickles loose for McCracken. McCracken's pass out front was blocked away, I should say, and now it goes back out to the neutral ice. It's Washington. Little confusion there for the Huskies. Fanton breaking up the play, but they'll dump into Holden. Now Gamble, long pass to McDonald. Through the neutral ice goes McDonald, and gaining the zone is McDonald. McDonald backhand in on Jarvis, kicked away. As now Gamble steps up into that play, but still Washington possesses. In on Gamble now are the Huskies. Shot there, another shot blocked. Gamble now in the far corner for the Vikings. Gamble across center ice has McNanny in behind him. Gamble through traffic. Gamble shoots and he scores! The Vikings have broken this tie. 1-0 lead for Western as Andrew Gamble takes it down the length of the ice, leaves it for himself through traffic, and deposits it 5-hole on Ben Jarvis. 1-0 Western. 8 minutes, 16 seconds into this third period. Unassisted goal for Andrew Gamble there for the Vikings. And Western leads 1-0 with 11:44 to play in the third period. Now off the Gamble goal, it's McCallum, Roberts, and Stoneham the forwards. Hoffman and Nab out there defensively, as Andrew Gamble doing it all by himself on that unassisted goal, taking it the length of the ice, beating a pair of Washington defenders, and then beating Jarvis, wasting no time in doing so. Now Nab takes it for the Vikings. Gamble, of course, the talented freshman among Western's leaders in scoring, as now it's Roberts across the front of the net there for McCallum, who was able to get to it, but not in time for a one-timer. Now Hoffman takes it for the Vikings with just over 11 minutes to play in the third. Nab in behind for Western. Now Nab to Roberts. Nice move by Roberts. Roberts up to Montrose, and Montrose chases in on the forecheck for Western. Nearly turned over there on the blue line to Hoytink, but Nab will chase to the far corner. Gamble, the Bellingham goal scorer, Andrew Gamble, again, one of the Vikings' leading scorers as a freshman. Bellingham Blazers alum, so familiar with the ice here at Bellingham Sportsplex. Not the only Viking to have come up through that junior program, as now Washington into the near corner. McDonald chases there for Western and plays it to Cloutier. Winds up with Hoytink momentarily, and shot there wide of Holden off the turnover. Hoffman cleans up behind Holden, leaves it, but the Huskies are right there for it. Hoffman winds up with it again, turning it over once more as Western, but Hoytink breaking it up again, and eventually Warren settles it down for the Huskies, and Ethan Stark sets up behind Jarvis. Stark poked loose by Budnick as Budnick turned it over there. Fanton unable to break that one up. Budnick back in on that play, forces the puck loose. Gamble will take it behind Holden now. Gamble to McCracken, who loses it on the contact there. McCracken, nice job to tie Stark up, and it winds up with Gamble once more. Now Washington in behind Holden they go. Waiting, pass out in front, saved Holden there. Rebound still loose, and a stoppage whistled. 9 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in this one. So a 1-goal lead for the Vikings after Andrew Gamble's unassisted goal a few minutes ago. Western looks to hold on defensively and avoid another overtime period tonight. As Washington controls off the face-off. In behind Holden now, out to Stoneham. Stoneham pass taken by Roberts. Roberts unable to control it and turned over now to the Huskies. Turned over once more. Hoffman, dangerous pass across the blue line there to Nab, and winds up bouncing high into the Washington zone. McCallum in there joining Roberts for Western. And shot there, blocked, trickles across the front of Jarvis's cage now held in by Hoffman, shot by Hoffman, bounces up into the glove of Jarvis. 8 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the third period now. Now it'll be Hoffman and Nab for the Vikings defensively. It's Cloutier, Montrose, and Hoytink, the forward group. Pair of left shot defensemen out there for Coach McDonald now. As that one's played out across the neutral ice, Hoffman races for it and gets to it. Back into the corner goes Hoffman now, poking it back up to the Washington blue line. And shot from there was blocked. Now loose to the near corner. Pass out in front for Washington, but no one home. And a shot from the blue line there. High stop by Holden. Washington wheeling back out to the blue line. Another shot there, well wide of Holden this time. And now Hoytink takes it for the Vikings. Across the red line goes Andrew Hoytink, and he's run into penalty coming. Delayed penalty and whistle blowing now. 7:36 remaining in the third period. It's going to be a Washington penalty assessed to number 18, Johnny White, for the hit on Andrew Hoytink. 2 minutes for the elbow. Johnny White of Washington. Western goes to the power play now with 7:36 remaining in the period. It'll be Stoneham, Roberts, Hoffman, Gamble, and McDonald out there, the power play unit. As this one's flipped, but gloved by McDonald, and now breakaway chance. Holden out to play it, just gets there in time. Good aggressive play by Jake Holden. Short-handed chance there for the Huskies, but Holden comes out all the way almost to the blue line to break that one up. Now Hoffman sets up in behind Holden. Coach McDonald going with essentially an extra defenseman here, as that pass was left by Andrew Gamble for no one, but McDonald ends up with it. Now Hoffman for Western to McDonald. Back across to Gamble, 1:19 remaining now on this power play, as Gamble turns that one over, and Washington takes their time flipping that one down now past Holden. Holden will block it rather, and Gamble takes it for the Vikings. A minute remaining on this Western power play. Gamble now from behind Holden, pass to Hoffman. Western breaking out, Hoffman gaining the zone and rolling puck in on Jarvis. He'll glove that one there. 6:22 remaining in the third period. 46 seconds left on the White penalty for Washington. Good opportunity here as we get into the meat of this third period for Western to take a 2-goal lead in this one. Now some changes to the power play unit. It'll be Nab and Budnick defensively, McCallum, Fantine, and McCallum, Fantine, and McCracken out there. The forwards is a shot there, and Nab scores for the Vikings. May have been redirected by Lucas Fantine, but there's the goal Western needed. A 2-0 lead over the Huskies in this one. Only the second penalty assessed to Washington all night, as goal scorer there, number 3, Aiden Nab for the Vikings, assisted by number 26, Lucas Fanton. So with 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the third period here, Western takes a 2-goal lead. Good shot there as they gain the zone. The good shot by Nab from the blue line. Into the corner now goes Stoneham for the Vikings, and pass broken up by Roberts. Roberts wheels back, drops it for Hoffman. Hoffman turned over across center ice. McCallum will flip that one in. Reaction from the Western bench suggesting Fanton may have redirected that. Thinks he may have been the goal scorer, as Western now retreats. It's Hoffman and Nab back defensively. Hoffman breaking that one up, but a shot on Holden. Kicked there by the Western freshman. Stoneham out there defensively for the Vikings now on the near face-off circle. Pass in front. Nab, a good job breaking that play up physically. The goal scorer for the Vikings, that one goes across the front wide of Holden. Stark playing it in from the blue line, and Western's able to clear. They'll make half a change, but it's turned over now to Dawson Roberts by the Huskies. McCracken on now, Fanton on now, Budnick on now for Western. In behind Holden is Nab, playing it back to Hoffman in the near corner to McCracken. Now across the blue line, Cam Budnick up the far boards. Cameron Budnick in around, leaves the puck on the backside of the crease there. Now to the near boards, Washington turned over to Fanton, unable to control. And the other way, a 2-on-2, McDonald and Hoffman back, is a glove save there, Holden. Now this one gloved by Budnick, and pass to McCracken, who will play it into the Western zone. D-to-D passes now for Washington, and eventually they'll break on out as McCracken loses his feet now. In on Holden. Glove save. Rebound loose. Kick to the corner eventually. Gamble now for Western. Gamble plays it off the boards. Budnick couldn't get a stick on it, but cleared back into the Huskies zone. Now turned over to McDonald by Washington. McCracken plays that one for Montrose, who loses it off the boards. Gamble now back, playing it around to McDonald to McCracken for the Vikings. McCracken to Montrose eventually, but turned over. Penalty coming. Looks like it's going to be another UW penalty here if I had to guess, as Montrose hits the ice on that one. Still no signal from the officials, and it'll be 2-minute penalty assessed to Thomas Matthew for UW, number 19. 2 minutes for checking from behind assessed to Matthew, so Western goes back on the power play with 3 minutes 23 seconds remaining in the third period. Stoneham wins that one. Hoffman shot off the faceoff. Rebound now controlled by Roberts. Roberts plays it back to Gamble for the Vikings. Gamble across the blue line to McDonald. McDonald shot there, loose rebound, bouncing puck as Jarvis was unable to hold that one. Now McDonald takes it for the Vikings. McDonald back across the blue line to Gamble. Gamble into Hoffman, one-timer there, and gloved by Jarvis. Minute 36 remaining in the third period now. Rather, 3 minutes remaining in the third period. Minute 36 remaining on the Matthew penalty for Washington. As now McDonald takes that one. Minute 30 remaining on the Matthew penalty. Gamble back across ice to Hoffman. Hoffman across the red line for Western, backhands that one in behind Jarvis, where Stoneham will play it for Western. Stoneham and Hoffman back there. Taken by Roberts to the near corner, and clearance held by McDonald across ice to Gamble. Gamble flips one in there, still loose in front. Still loose, and now it goes to the corner. Minute 1 second remaining on the penalty to Matthew for Washington. And it's going to be another penalty coming. Ryan Jerriman takes the penalty for the Huskies now for boarding. So 2 minutes 24 seconds remain in the period, and Western with a minute 1 second of 5-on-3 time now, as it's Roberts, Hoffman, Gamble, McDonald, and Stoneham out there for the Vikings. Now McDonald, the blue line. McDonald passes into Hoffman. The Vikings closing down off the post there. Hoffman gets it back. Hoffman waiting, Hoffman shooting, redirected, a shot there. Another shot by Dawson Roberts on the rebound. Still loose in front, another shot by Hoffman. Bouncing puck, pass in behind, and finally cleared by the Huskies. 33 seconds now remain on the Matthew penalty and the 5-on-3 power play. And that's Mark McDonald now. Roberts back to McDonald for the Vikings. McDonald now on the blue line. McDonald saucer pass. Hoffman's pass to the front, blocked. 10 seconds remaining on the Matthew penalty. Shot pass across the front there by Gamble. Wrapped back around by Washington to Gamble. Now McDonald in the short slot there, shoots it wide as Matthew heads out to join this kill attempt for University of Washington. Minute 17 remaining in the game. 50 seconds remaining on the penalty for Washington to Jerriman. Roberts takes that one for the Vikings, flips it back in behind Jarvis. Now Stoneham forechecking, joined by McCallum and Gamble, as that one was nearly turned over to Jack McCallum. Nab back defensively, 2-on-1 for Nab, as a shot low there, and Holden was beat low on the glove side by a hard wrister from Christian Cinderella for the Huskies, short-handed. That was number 15, Christian Cinderella for the Huskies, scoring short-handed and unassisted there. Now a 2-1 lead for Western with 28 seconds remaining on their power play and 53 seconds remaining in the third period. And this one just got interesting as Fanton plays that one across to McCracken off the draw. McCracken wraps it around behind Jarvis. Fanton will take that one in the corner for the Vikings. Fanton down on one knee, and eventually the Huskies head the other way. Now across the red line, 10 seconds remaining on the Huskies penalty. Turned over to Gamble now as Fanton goes flying, as does the Huskies stick. 24 seconds remaining in the game. Now extra attacker on for Washington. 17 seconds remaining in the game now, and whistle there with 15.2 on the game clock. We'll have at least one penalty assessed here. That's Jaski to the box for Washington. That's 2 minutes for interference to Jaski. At 19:45 in the third period. And it'll be additionally, looks like got a cross-check signal from the referee there, as it'll be McCracken heading to the box for Western. So 4-on-4 now for the remaining 15.2 seconds of the third period. These penalties playing to the Huskies' advantage. A little more, rather, it'll be 5-on-5 as, and looks like Western, unless I'm mistaken, Western may be missing a skater at the moment. This one goes down the length of the ice as somehow Washington comes away with a power play here. A shot there. Glove save, Jake Holden sprawling backwards, 0.5 seconds remaining on the clock, and the freshman with an acrobatic glove save to save the tie here for Western, as Washington a man up. Though those penalties did appear to be incidental. 0.5 seconds remaining on the game clock, so time for a quick shot on the face-off here. Nothing more as McCallum's in there, winning it for the Vikings. Shot blocked, and Western wins 2-1. After an exciting third period in this one, unassisted goal by Andrew Gamble, then a great wrist shot from the blue line by Aiden Knabb, and Western takes a 2-1 win over the University of Washington Huskies in this one. Pac-8 conference matchup here. Jake Holden grabbing the win for Western. These two teams back at it tomorrow night here at Bellingham Sportsplex. It'll be Saturday, November 17th, 7:15 scheduled puck drop in that one. You can join us here at Bellingham Sportsplex for the full Western Washington Hockey Club experience, or tune in to our live stream on the club's YouTube channel here, WWU Hockey. Again, 7:15 puck drop tomorrow here from Bellingham Sportsplex. Western will skate to the center and salute the fans after a 2-1 victory in this one for Jake Holden. Great performance for Washington's Ben Jarvis, as these two teams with a short rest and getting back after it tomorrow night here at 7:15 from Bellingham Sportsplex. As always, I'm Walker Sakon for the Western Washington University Hockey Club. Want to thank you for joining us this evening and hope you'll join us again tomorrow night. 2-1 Vikings final.